Hello and welcome to another video, I guess. This would be my second video on this channel, I think, of actual raw walk and talk style stuff. And in this video I just want to talk about a few things to do with Japan, as in like culture shock type stuff. So nothing too serious really, but a couple of things you might expect or you won't expect when you're traveling to Japan that I didn't expect anyway. So the first thing is pretty much any kind of like food place you'll go to, or event place, or anywhere there's someone working, the employees and workers in Japan like really care about their job. Like you can just tell when you're there, and when you're getting served food, or even the quality of the food, the presentation, the way people speak to you, they all really want you to have like the best experience ever. And that was like one of the biggest things that I am not used to being from Australia. Like no one cares about their work here. They just, we just work and go home. There is barely any like, care for their job in, or the food presentation or anything like that. People just work and go home. Whereas in Japan, you could really tell that the people there really cared about how your experience was, especially when eating or dining or anything like that. Really, they were always very forward and happy. Even the people at Macca's, like Macca's workers here are normally just kids or teens, and they really don't care at all about their job, of course, as you could probably, they're just kids, like they don't care. But in Japan, there was some young teens or young adults working at Macca's, at the Macca's we went to, and even KFC, and they really cared. They really cared about your experience. They were very helpful in every way, because obviously we don't speak Japanese and they didn't speak a lot of English, but they were still very easy to deal with, and they all just seemed to really care about their work. And when you're moving around through Japan on the subways or anything like that, you could really tell that all the workers there like really cared about their job, and they were really like, they actually gave a damn about their work, and they were happy to be there, etc, etc. Whereas people where I work do not care like in the slightest about your experience or stuff like that. So that was one thing. That was a big culture thing. Like Japan people really appreciated their jobs, and they actually gave a damn about their jobs. So yeah, that's one thing you can think of if you go into Japan. One of the other things was, there's, as I've said in a few videos or shorts and stuff, there is lines everywhere. Like if you're from like a small place, like small city like I am, that we only have like 200,000 people that live here, which is quite a lot obviously, but still, compared to Tokyo, obviously that is minuscule. And there's lines for everything. Like even a 7-Eleven, like you go in there to buy stuff and there's a line, like 4 or 5 people in a line purchasing stuff. The donut shop had like a line of like 20 minutes. If you're going to the Nintendo store in, I think it's in Shinjuku, maybe it might be in Shibuya. Yeah, I think it's in Shibuya actually. If you're going there, definitely go there early, or go there, I don't know, I think maybe when they first open in the morning, which is like 11 o'clock or something, or 10 o'clock, pretty weird times. I'll get to that though. Get there early so you're not in a queue, because when we went there it was like after lunch, and I kid you not, we couldn't get in there because there was like 1,000 people in there already. This was at the main Nintendo store with all the Pokemon and stuff, and dead set, you walked up there and they gave you a ticket and it said when to come back, and I think it was like an hour and a half. So we weren't allowed to go in there till like an hour and a half. So we just gave up at that point, didn't bother. And that was on a weekday as well, so not a weekend. It was during work hours or school hours. And yeah, massive line. So if you're trying to get into the Nintendo store, that's, I don't know, maybe go there really early, you might get in. So yeah, there is a line for everything. If you're going to Tokyo Disneyland, which is where we went, our shuttle bus that took us from the hotel there, it was a free shuttle bus, so we took it. It got us there an hour early, and we were like, oh man, we're an hour early, like what are we going to do for an hour out here? Because Tokyo Disneyland's kind of like a bit away from the city, like it's not that far, but it's far enough that there's not much around. So when we got there, we were like, oh yeah, we're going to be waiting an hour now, like just trying to kill time. But we were waiting an hour in a line anyway, which would have had like 4,000 to 5,000 people in this big line, massive line. And it was basically a line to get through the checkout, as in like the metal detectors and all that stuff. And then once we were through there, then we'd get in the real line to get inside Disneyland. So Disneyland was an experience. It was really cool, but the lines and stuff kind of, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any time you'd go to Disneyland without a line. So you might get 2 or 3 rides in for the day. If you're, maybe you get 3 or 4 if you're willing to stay there like all day. But yeah, still really cool. Would highly recommend going there. It's awesome. They really get involved with the parade and stuff, and everyone's pretty cool. So yeah, massive lines for everything, like everything, like no matter where, restaurants, experiences, everything, there's a line, and a big line. So the next thing is, like, things don't open Japan until like late. Like almost every single business where I live here in Australia opens at 9 AM, and on a weekend or a Sunday sometimes it's 10 AM. Whereas in Tokyo, I swear everything didn't open until like lunch, or at least 11 or 12. Like most things were shut until that time, except for like convenience stores like 7-Eleven and Lawson's, all that stuff. They were open like early, like a normal servo would be. But yeah, everything just opened real later in the day. So it was kind of like our time zone difference wasn't a lot, so we weren't like jet lagged or anything. So we'd wake up normal time and then just have to wait around, or, you know, do whatever until until things actually opened at like 11 or 12 o'clock. So that was something, that was weird. I don't know why they opened so late in the day. Maybe they close later at night. I wasn't sure about that, whether things closed later in the afternoon, but I thought it was pretty normal. I thought things were closing around 5 or 6. Could be wrong. But yeah, so businesses open a lot later than they do here for some reason. Righto, next thing. Also, by the way, if you want to know where I am at a place called Mount Peel, which is my local mountain, I guess you could say. It's not very big, but it's out here in West Toowoomba, okay, Mount Peel. So I do have to watch out for like any kind of snakes or Aussie animals like kangaroos. I don't have to watch out for them, but I might come across some Aussie animals on this walk, you never know. But yeah, so that's where I am right now. Oh yeah, and by the way, I am walking up to one of the peaks, so yeah, I'll have a little look out up there. But yeah, next thing, pretty much we had no Japanese skills, as in language skills. So a lot of people were like, hey, you should learn some Japanese. And we learned a little bit. We learned like please and thank you, or thank you at least. And I think the only real Japanese you actually need to know is thank you, and maybe the numbers 1 to 3. If you're in a group of like 4 or more, maybe you'd want more numbers, like as in, I'm not actually sure what the numbers are in Japanese, but if you learn 1, 2, and 3, I reckon that's good. Because then when you're ordering stuff, you can just ask for, you know, 1, 2, or 3 of a donut or whatever it is you're gonna buy, or even like seat, like a table reservation for 1 or 2, or etc, etc. Oh, so you don't need much Japanese language skills in Japan. Everything was written in English. You've obviously got all your phone apps there. You can just scan your phone at any Japanese wording and it'll tell you what what it says, obviously in English. It's yeah, I don't think you really need any Japanese at all. Even we also went out to Fujimi Panorama, which is a ski resort or mountain bike park in the summer, and that was like 3 hours, or yeah, 3-hour train ride from Tokyo. We were right out in the the far outskirts of well, it was like almost the middle of the northern island of Japan. Is there a northern island? Well, the northern part of Japan, I should say. And honestly, even out there, the guy, like some of the people that were there didn't speak much English. However, it didn't matter. We still understood each other. It was very easy to speak to them. And I don't think you'll need any Japanese skills in Japan, except for like what will help is your numbers 1, 2, and 3, or 4, 5. If you can learn them, then very, very good. But and obviously, thank you, arigato gozaimasu. I hope I got that somewhat correct. It sounds correct. But yeah, of course, if you learn some more stuff, they really get stoked when you say more Japanese stuff. We had a fair few Japanese people that that my partner tried some different words with, and they were very stoked when she actually said some Japanese words. Like they got real hyped about that, which was kind of cool. But yeah, at least in Tokyo anyway, I don't think you really need much Japanese language skills, in my opinion, and from what my experience was, I really don't think you need to know much. Righto, we're at the top of the mini mountain. There is actually another peak up there, which I'm not going to climb today. So you won't see much on this wide angle GoPro, sadly. So what else can I think of? I think the convenience stores are king. They were really good to have and to go to. The 7-Eleven, Lawson's, and Family Mart were the 3. Maybe there's more, I'm not aware of any more. They were all very good in their own ways and had great food and drinks and alcohol and everything like that. So if you're from Australia, the alcohol in Japan is extremely cheap in comparison to Australia. Like very, very cheap. Like I'm talking one bottle of 700ml spirits for $15 to $16, like that type of cheap. So you could get drunk very easily in Japan. But yeah, so we'll stick to food then. Fast food. We had McDonald's, or Macca's as it's called in Australia, of course, and we had KFC. So those two, they were the 2 main fast foods we had. And Macca's was awesome. So I had a Samurai Mac burger, which is not like a Big Mac burger at all. It is, the meat is essentially normal quarter pounder style meat, except it's soaked in soy sauce, or like a soy sauce type mix, and it was awesome. Had some kind of mint sauce on it as well. Sorry, when I say mint, I mean good or great, not actual mint as in the mint flavor. Mint, when you say, oh, something's mint in Australia, that means it's great, or it's cool, or it's, yeah, nice, I don't know. So yeah, it had a really good sauce on it to go with the burger itself. I'll put a image obviously in here if I haven't already. And then, so that was good. The experience at the McDonald's there was really good. It was like a 5-star restaurant, this place. They literally bought you your food, and then afterwards you pretty much threw everything out to one worker, and then they did the rest for you as far as rubbish was concerned. And the KFC was also really good. It was very different from Australia. The fried chicken tasted the same, almost, except they had a lot of different menu items as they would, lots of different burgers, and all the burgers had lots of sauce on them, which is something you'll find in Japan, that everything has a sauce on it or with it. Pretty much every burger has some kind of sauce with it, and it's great. It is, because I'm a big fan of extra sauce, as you know, the channel name, extra sauce on stuff, and Japan is loaded with sauce on all items. Don't know why, don't know where that's come from, but the burgers there are all just loaded with sauce. It's great. Even like the sushi rolls and stuff are loaded with sauce, which is awesome. So yeah, that's one thing. Big sauce fan, big sauce guy, I guess you could say. But yeah, we had like some kind of weird meal there at KFC, and it came with a thing called a biscuit. Now this was a big highlight. It was kind of like just a crunchy biscuit, I guess. Tasted a bit like a pancake, like flavoring wise, but it was still a biscuit, and it was covered in maple syrup, which was weird for KFC. I'll try and find some images of what this thing looked like, because I didn't film any of it when we were there. I didn't film too much, even though there is a 30-minute vlog style video up there, but that was from 5 days. So I wish I did film a lot more. This isn't my main channel. Well, it is considerably my main channel going forward. This channel is another channel I have. My main channel is mountain biking, and I should be a better filmmaker as far as vlogging on this channel. I don't know. It's just when I was there, I was just very awkward with the camera, which I'm going to try and not be moving forward. And yeah, we'll see how we go with that anyway. But I think I'll just force myself not to be awkward. You know what they say, you got to be a pro from the beginning, and for some reason I wasn't doing that, but you know, let's make a pact from today onwards, we will be. Anyways, yeah, the fast food in Japan is very, very good. I reckon they have better menu items. Like the Macca's there had so many different items, and they all look really good. Should have went to Macca's twice, but there wasn't one near our hotel. We had a KFC near the hotel, which is why we went there. But obviously we wanted to try more Japanese food because we're in Japan. So we're staying away from the fast food and whatnot. Yeah, drinks wise, they had a random one, which is melon soft drink, which was really good. Like, it was a green color melon soft drink. I don't know what kind of melon. Maybe it's just melon. I don't know. It was really good, but really tasty, kind of like a pineapple flavor. Yeah, so fast food in Japan is good, very good. Righto. One thing you will need to think about when going to Japan is buying fast, like convenience food, and then carrying your rubbish with you, because a weird thing that is different there is no bins. Like here in Australia, you go to any city, any town, you walk down the main street or anywhere like that, and there's going to be lots of bins that you can, you know, there's just bins. Like on the side of the road, on the footpaths, everything, everywhere there's bins. Very normal for us in Australia to have bins. For whatever reason, in Japan there is none, and I'm pretty sure it's because of their cleanliness, English. So they don't have bins everywhere because they want people to take their rubbish home and keep the streets clean, which is weird because you'd think if they had no bins, then all of their streets would be littered with rubbish, but it's really not. It's super clean. Very bizarre. Very bizarre indeed, but it works by the looks. Then again, it could be just Japanese people having such high respect for each other and their surroundings. So yeah, you'll need to go buy a little rubbish bag when you get there, just to carry around in your pocket or your backpack or whatever. Or if you do buy some food, usually you can just eat it at the supermarket or convenience store where you are. you can just eat it there, and there's usually a bin just there next to the shop, so you can throw it away. So I can't really think of too many other things off the top of my head right now. This video was all just off the top of my head. Didn't really have a plan for it, just a few things I thought of, and I thought I'd speak about them as I walked, and then I just pretty much went with it as we walked along. So the next video might not be for a while. I'm not sure if anyone wants to see Australian content, so like locally to me around Brisbane or anything like that, maybe like a mountain climb, I'm not sure. Let me know if you, in the comments, if you do want to see some more Australian content, and I could make some more. We could travel to Brisbane or something, I don't know. Because our next international trip, that is quite a lot of wind, so hopefully it's not too windy for the camera. It shouldn't be. The next international trip for my partner and I is New Zealand, and we're going to be hitting Auckland first, and then Rotorua, and then flying down to Queenstown for a ski snow trip, our first ever time seeing the snow. So that should be sick, and I'll be filming a lot there, a lot of different stuff about Auckland, and then Rotorua, and then Queenstown, of course. So that should be really fun. But that's not for another 3 months. So 3 months as of recording this. Today is still in April. April? Yeah, that's right. So still a while away. However, I am going to Tasmania next month, so maybe I could film a video there. I'm not sure of what though, because I am riding bikes, mountain bikes. As most of you know, this is mountain bikes is my main thing. Until we do some more traveling, and I'm really keen to get a lot of the world travels done, because yeah, that is my thing now. That is my goal. I want to visit as many amazing countries as I can, and we will definitely get back to Japan in the near future, because it doesn't cost that much to go there from Australia. So if you're an Australian and you're wanting to travel overseas for your first time or whatever, I would probably suggest Japan. Oh well, look, I'd definitely suggest it. However, once you go there, you're going to realize how crappy Australia is in a lot of ways, okay? But you can decide that if you go there. But yeah, a lot of people have said Japan is the best country they've ever been to, and I guess we'll see. But yeah, so anyways, if you want to join this journey here on this channel, hit subscribe, and leave a like on this video. Comment below what you want to see, where you think I should go, or we should go. It'll be myself and my partner going to all these places together, and maybe she'll get on the channel and talk a bit too. I'm not sure yet. I don't know, she might be too awkward. But anyways, let me know below, and leave a like on this video. It will help this video get to more people that might want to know a bit more about Japan. So anyways, yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, legends.